Hey guys, it's Jeff Chan from Memory Shredded, and today I'll be showing you 10 low kick setups. Now, you might have noticed the timestamp and thought, what the hell? Well, it's actually going to be a full 45-minute follow-along workout class that requires zero equipment. I've been getting a lot of requests on follow-along workouts because of these weird and crazy times, and we shouldn't have to sacrifice our training. So let's get started.
Now don't forget, if you enjoy the workout, you can check out the full 33-day solo technique and conditioning program at the link below. And don't forget that promo code when checking out. The program offers 33 classes, with each class being a minimum of 45 minutes long, covers over 340 techniques, combos, counters, strategies, and drills. Not only does this program develop your fight IQ from beginner to advanced, but each class has some strength and conditioning, and stretches at the beginning and end to help develop that flexibility of yours. And of course, if you want to follow this program using a heavy bag, drilling it with a partner, or with a big group, you are more than welcome to. So let's begin.
So let's start with neck circles, 10 reps. Now let's go the other direction. Now let's look to our left. Look to our right. Bring our chin to our chest. Now let's look up to the sky. Now let's cross our arms to warm up the chest and shoulders. Onto our hips. Let's do 10 hip circles. Now the other direction. Okay, let's slide our hand down our left leg for 10. Now, other side. Now let's do some knee circles for 10. And the other direction. Now let's make some outward circles with our right leg. Now inwards. Let's switch legs going outwards. And finally, inwards. So the first setup is the most basic you can get. We step forward and jab, but notice how my rear foot is coming off the floor, ready to take a small step with that rear foot and then another small step forward with our lead foot. We whip our rear arm down to counterbalance as we throw the low kick. This is a kickboxing style of low kick where we snap the kick diagonally upwards and retract it back to our stance. Notice how I do not pivot my standing leg. It generates less power, but it's a faster kick. Let's make sure to keep our rear hand up when throwing the jab. So again, step, step, whip the arm down and kick, but make sure the other hand is protecting the face. So let's work this combo for the next 2 minutes. I have added some of my real-time sparring footage on the bottom right corner to help you visualize. As you can see in the top right corner, when the timer hits 0, we're going to finish the round with lunges for 30 seconds. Time. Let's go for 30 seconds of lunges. Try to not let your knee touch the ground and keep your back as straight as possible. And time. Grab a sip of water if you need while you're listening to the next setup. The next low kick setup is the double low kick. Again, it will be a kickboxing style of low kick. We are going to throw the first low kick with speed but no power, and anticipating our opponent to check/block the kick, our shin will gently kiss our opponent's shin. Then, as soon as our leg retracts back into stance, we take another small step with our lead foot into half a pivoted position and into a more powerful low kick. So again, step, step, kick, step, step, kick. Let's practice this double low kick for 2 minutes. If you need to visualize, just watch my real-time sparring footage in the bottom right corner. The first kick, we double on points.
And as you can see over with Kai, it has begun. 10 seconds.
As shown in my sparring here, if your opponent does not block, well, you land 2 kicks instead of 1.
See over with Kai, it has.
When the timer in the top right corner hits 0, we are going to sit into the seated squat position and hold for a minute. And time. Let's try to get as low as we can and keep our back straight. Time. Grab some water if you need it. The next combo is the hook and double step low kick. Let's throw our hook as we take a step forward with our rear foot, so simultaneously. Our hook should hit the target at the same time our rear foot steps to the ground. Then we're going to push off that rear foot and leap 45 degrees to the side with our lead foot in the pivoted position and chop downwards, kicking through our target. This is a slower but much more powerful style of low kicking. One more time. Hook and step simultaneously, followed by another step into our powerful low kick. Let's drill this for 2 minutes. When the timer hits 0, we're going to do finger squats for 30 seconds. Have your fingers touch the floor, then repeatedly bend your legs, then straighten your legs. Bend your legs and straighten your legs. You'll really feel your quads burn on this one. And time. And break. Hydrate yourself with some water now. The next setup is the same mechanics as the setup we just practiced, except that hook punch is going to be the liver hook. Hook to the liver as you step forward with your rear foot, then push off that foot and leap 45 degrees to the left with your lead foot and into your low kick. Again, we want to kick through the target. Let's work this for 2 minutes. We have walking lunges coming up next when the timer hits 0. Time. Time. Grab some water and pay attention to this next one. We're going to step forward and throw our lead hook, but since we threw the hook to low kick combination many times already, our opponent is going to anticipate the low kick and lifts their leg to block/check. So we're going to throw a hook to the liver to let our opponent think, hey, he's actually punching the body instead, so I can now drop the block to balance myself. And as soon as the leg drops, we take a step with our rear foot, followed by another step to the side with our lead foot and into our powerful low kick. So head hook, liver hook, double step low kick. Let's work this for 2 minutes.
To land the low kick. This is a counter punch that is often thrown when you body with a punch. Because I'm not very skilled.
Next up, we're going forward to backwards lunges for 30 seconds. And time. Let's work those lunges for 30 seconds. And break. In this next one, we're going to kick the rear leg. We're going to start with a hook again. Imagining our opponent lifts their lead leg up to block, we take a step in front of us with our rear foot, followed by a big step to the left with our lead foot and kick diagonally upwards to attack our opponent's inside rear leg. You'll understand it much more once you see my real-time sparring footage. So let's work this for the next 2 minutes.
If you guys enjoy what you see, well, you're about 1/3 of the way through. Don't forget to get that promo pricing and check out the full 33 classes in the link below.
When the timer hits 0, we are going to do some curtsy lunges for 30 seconds. To perform the curtsy lunge, we are going to stand our feet shoulder width apart and step one leg back behind the other leg to the side and drop to our knee, then back to our initial position. Then repeat with the other leg. And time. Stick your arms out as it will help with balancing as you step your leg back and across your other leg. Again, don't let the knee touch the floor and keep your back straight. And time. Grab a sip of water and listen to the next technique. Now we are going to work on closing the distance. We throw our lead hook and imagine that our opponent runs backwards. We are going to chase, and of course we are exaggerating how much our opponent would realistically back up, but we are going to take a big step forward with our rear foot, followed by a big leap forward with our lead foot and into our low kick. You want to imagine we are kicking a soccer ball across the field. We need to imagine we are kicking a soccer ball across the field. We need to wind up by taking a step forward with our back foot, jump forward onto the lead foot, and into a big kick. So let's work this for the next 2 minutes. When the timer hits 0, we're going to squat low and do the sumo squat walk for 40 seconds. And time. Widen your stance and squat low. Keep your back straight and take wide steps forward. and break. This next one is going to target the lead leg hamstring, or if we have a southpaw opponent, their outside rear leg. We're going to hook and step to the right this time and into that same double step low kick. Because we are stepping to our right side, we can sometimes be too close to kick if we don't manage our distance correctly. So we want to kick with our upper shin, which also means a harder weapon.
Your opponent will often anticipate it is a kick to the inside of their lead leg and lift their lead leg to check.
Let's work that for the next 2 minutes.
Your opponent will often anticipate it is a kick to the inside of their lead leg and lift their lead leg to check, but you're actually chopping to the rear leg. Hit with the middle or upper shin. The middle or upper shin.
Next up, we have jumping lunges for 15 seconds. Time. Let's work that explosive muscle. Be as explosive as you can and jump as high as you can. Time. Let's grab some water and move on to the next one. This next one's a little more tricky. If you find yourself far enough from your opponent that they can't hit you, let's drop our hands to rest our shoulders, but also to bait our opponent into letting their guard down. Then we're going to suddenly dart in with our cross. Punching with our hands around our waist can disguise our punch because the hands are not in their peripherals, but also because our opponent probably expects us to punch with our hands coming from our face. So when we leap forward, our cross will hit the target at the same time that our lead foot lands to the ground, followed by our double step low kick. As you'll see from all the sparring footage, this is my absolute favorite combination. Let's work this for 2 minutes.
Oh, wait. I think so. This guy.
side of your opponent or you'll be too close to kick. Stepping out to the side is also great because you should lift your leg up and then chop downwards like a meteor striking the earth.
Also throw the cross to set up the inside lead leg of your southpaw fighter.
Time. Let's pump out some squats for a minute. And time. Take a little break if you need it, and let's listen up to the next one. In this last low kick setup, we kick the rear leg again, except instead of setting it up with the lead hook, we use the darting cross. So after darting in with the cross, we see that our opponent lifts their lead leg to block, so we double step to the side to kick the rear leg instead. Let's work this for 2 minutes. And time. Let's wrap this up with 30 seconds of bunny hops. And if you're up for it, let's jump every few hops. When the timer hits 0 on this one, we're going to go right into an ab burnout, starting with elbow to knee crunches. Crunch up and touch your right elbow to your left knee. We are aiming for 30 seconds. And let's switch to the other side. Next exercise coming up, the full bicycle. And time. So let's lie flat on our backs with our hands and legs touching the ground. Then bring our right elbow to our left knee. And other side. Now we use our right hand to touch our left toes. Try to keep our legs as straight as possible. And switch sides. And onto side crunches. Really engage our abs by flexing them. And let's work the other side. And onto side plank crunches. Let's post on our left elbow and right foot and bring our left knee to our right elbow. And let's now do the other side. This is the last 30 seconds of this ab burnout. When the timer hits 0, we're going to get right into some stretches. You can drink some water later. And time. Stretch out the abs. Now let's work the splits, as far as you can go. Onto single leg toe touch. Now let's switch to the other side. Now let's bring our knees to our chest. Switch sides. Now sit up and bring one leg across the other, squeezing your leg to your chest to stretch out our glutes. Now let's work the other side. And onto single leg lateral squat. This is good for hamstrings and ankles. If you are not as flexible as myself, extend your arms out to help you balance. Now let's work the other side. And the last stretch of our session, the frog stretch. And time. Good work. You just finished the session. Remember, you want to repeat this class as many times as you can until these techniques learned in this class becomes instinctual to you before you move on to the next class.